Superstar is the last few days of Christ's life as told through Judas. It's Judas's portrayal of the events that led up to the demise of Jesus Christ. When I first set out to hold auditions, I was hopelessly optimistic that I would be able to find the amount of talent needed to pull off such a vocally demanding show. I was pleasantly surprised when this cast came together.
Frankie, while primarily a performer and who has directed, knew the show very, very well. And I knew that his passion for this particular musical would make him a very good choice for a director.
He is so into the theater. I'm sure he's like that with any show, but his passion and everything, and he's so just hardcore immersed into it. It was great.
Frank and I go way back. We've done Superstar 3 times together, so yeah, he's great. He gets it.
Like Dan, I have known him for a very long time, and I've never known him as a director. I've been on stage with him. He definitely knows what he wants to do and how he wants to do it.
Making the transition from performer or actor to director is almost like a natural progression. There's a desire to want to be the person in charge, having the performers and the actors, your fellow actors, create your story, your vision of the show that you have in your head. And it was the most amazing experience of my 20-some-odd year career. There are new friendships that have budded from this cast that I think are going to last quite a while. And there are some old friendships that were rekindled, and I think it's going to show pretty well the relationships with all of the characters.
Musically, Superstar is an interesting piece. I mean, it was one of the earliest pieces that Lloyd Webber wrote, and so parts of it are really extremely easy.
Try not to get worried, try not to turn on you.
At the same time, because he was so young, he didn't know the rules. So there are parts of it that are very difficult. There's a lot of difficult time signatures. They're not written in a standard 4. A lot of counting that has to be done. So as a musical director, parts of it are just really easy, and all of a sudden you have a very intense, very difficult section. The cast and the musicians are doing a fantastic job picking up all those hard rhythms. The amount of growth in the cast from when we started till the current date has been fantastic. You know, some people came in knowing the music a little bit, but when I started teaching the music, you know, there was a lot of learning curve, and all of a sudden the energy and the passion that I'm hearing in the music and the rehearsals is just amazing.
Oh, Rich is terrific. Yeah, he really understands the show, and he gave me a lot of good notes vocally that helped me bring some stuff out.
Rich, I love Rich. Rich, I think, is really an actor's musical director. He really thinks about the emotions of the songs, and he definitely talks to you about how phrasing and, you know, breathing, but also about emotions and where you are on the stage and in the point of the show emotionally and how it comes across. And it's been really helpful and great.
It It was really nice to have him on board too, just because the role is so difficult that he worked a lot with me independently and before and after rehearsals to make me feel more comfortable at, hitting those ridiculous high notes and ridiculous low notes. So it was nice to have him.
Can you be sorry when
On day one, the cast was ready to dance. When we got to dancing, they were so energized and so into the movement. This show consists of many abstract and emotional movements that go along with different characters. Some movements were unified, and some were left for each individual dancer to decide amongst themselves which fit his and her character. Therese is very creative. She has the very unique ability to make non-dancers look like dancers. There's nothing more than a choreographer wants than to put somebody and make them feel so comfortable on stage and make them proud of themselves and be a part of that. And one way of doing that is doing a repetition of steps. So if you actually slow down all of the scenes, a lot of it is upper body and twists and arms, because people feel more comfortable when their feet are stationary or they're doing something that they're comfortable with. So that the people who are dancers could be able to, in their comfort zone, move their upper body or their arms or their shoulders, but then the non-dancers could also feel comfortable without moving their feet as much.
Therese, the fierce one. She is absolutely 100% the epitome of her nickname. She loves what she does. She made our dancers look phenomenal.
She's so sweet and so nice, and from what I've seen, super talented.
I love her. She's a great person. She's so encouraging, which is awesome to have around, especially as a choreographer, because I know dance moves can be hard.
Judas was one of the closest apostles to Jesus, and his story's been kind of clouded over the years. He's been vilified. So this story really tells the other side of it, about how close he was with Jesus and the sacrifices he had to make for that friendship.
Dan is the consummate professional. He knows this show inside out, upside down, 6 ways to Sunday. So I had no doubts that he was going to bring the house down.
It's a different type of Jesus. He's not necessarily that godlike, and it's more of a human element that comes out of him in this show. You get to see him angry, you get to see him sad, so I think it's a more defined character than that of what the Bible tells you or anything else.
He was shocked when I cast him as Jesus, but he brought a charisma to the part that I believed that he would be able to lead these people into wherever they needed to go.
Mary Magdalene is actually a character that people have different views about. My take on her is sort of a mixture of all of it. I believe she was saved by Jesus. I also believe she was as close with Jesus as Judas.
Shauna brought a tenderness and an intimate side to Mary that I was hoping to bring out, and she did, and then some.
what you think about your friends at the top? Now who'd you be besides yourself? So pick up the crime. But I wanna see where it's at and see where you are. Could no harm in no mouth, no words that just beyond. Did you mean to die like that? No sound of mistake. Did you know your messy death would be a record breaker?
Costuming was interesting because I decided to go traditional.
Carmela and I worked and talked about what we were going to do with these costumes for a long time. We found a picture of the Last Supper that depicted some nice bright colors for the apostles.
So I really took a lot of effort to make the colors the same, the styles the same, and it really was very fulfilling because the audience in most cases clapped when they got that it was the Last Supper.
The set was everything I was hoping for and more.
The inspiration was to create a scene in Rome, in Roman times. That would be a unit set that could be used in different scenes and still be able to change it with lighting. The set was about 3-4 weeks, in the planning and the execution of the set.
I was in awe of the way the lights were for this show.
When I planned the actual basic, I kind of come up with just an image in my head that kind of represents what I want to do for design as a whole. I think Superstar came across well because Frank wanted the split of heaven and hell, and I think that accomplished really well. And then eventually in the middle it mixes, so I mixed all the colors together, and I thought that song came out very appropriate to what the director wanted.
This was definitely the most fulfilling experience. The cast was amazing. Everything just gelled and came into one and was one amazing, amazing production.